how you found it and, the courage to apply.
Yes, so even before we came on air, I was explaining to you how tough it is.
Yeah.
It's actually a big deal among investigative journalists in Africa. This is my third time applying for the award.
Is it?
Yes, it is. And, you just put the story in and you are relaxed thinking that it will go through, but then you have your hopes high.
Absolutely.
So for the past years, it never worked for me. This time around, it was a tough decision to decide between two documentaries that I'd worked on.
Okay.
Which was on Dreams in Shambles, a story from the northern part of Ghana, which had young girls who were going to school with their younger siblings.
Right.
Life was quite difficult for them there, really emotional one. And then there was Troubled Morgue as well, which gained a lot of attention.
That one.
Exactly. So I didn't pray over it. I just slept over it. I didn't. I just slept over it.
You were not sure if we're gonna win or just another year again.
Yes. So I was like, okay, should I go with this daring story, which would be shocking when they see it, or should I go with something that is emotional that can be able to win their hearts?
Absolutely.
Because usually when the story is emotional and people are able to relate to it, they fall in love with the story.
Absolutely.
So before you also put in such stories for filing's sake, you need to put all of those things into consideration because you want your story to be considered.
Definitely.
Yes. So I decided to just go on my YouTube, pick the Troubled Morgue link, and then I just put it in and I submitted. It's quite an easy process.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not tough. They'll just ask you a few questions about the story, yourself, why you want to win, why you think you should be the best. So after doing that, I was just there, and somewhere last month I got an email that I've been selected as part of the finalists.
All right.
They would want to have an interview with me. So they could select quite a number of stories and journalists who have made it to the final parts, but they would need to have a conversation with you to know about your thinking capability, why you decided to tell the story in this angle and not that angle.
Right.
So you need to justify the whole thing.
At that point, you started praying.
I did because I was like, God, I've gotten to this stage. I'm happy about it. They don't get to announce who is the runner-up, so it's the ultimate winner they're looking for. It's just one.
The winner takes all.
No, the winners are two actually.
Two winners, okay.
So every year they give it to two winners.
Okay.
Yes. So I was just hoping that I would be able to make it there because that's what people will get to see.
Yes.
And like I mentioned, there are other Ghanaians who have gotten to that final stage, but they don't get to make it to the finale.
Okay.
I mean, like to be announced as the winners.
Winner. Yeah.
So, the time was up for the interview. I set my laptop, joined them on Zoom. I was just prepared. And, the first question was, why the Michael Elliott Award?
Okay.
And I just don't know where the English came.
It was just flowing. You're just ruggling it.
I was just...
Do you remember what you said?
Yeah. I can say some of the words that I used, but I don't know exactly what I said.
It was just flowing.
You need to impress them.
Absolutely.
So I started by saying that, it's a big deal that is on the lips of every investigative journalist here in Ghana. And it is prestigious and it's going to elevate me to the foreign front. And I'm looking to collaborate with a lot more journalists to enhance on my capabilities and to tell stories differently as well. So when I said that, the guy was just laughing and smiling. So, I felt quite good. But sometimes they would put up such a posture,
thinking
just
that
for you to be impressed. But then I didn't let all of that, deceive me. I was just spot on and then speaking English. I was just speaking English.
But during that session, you had a chance to also hear what other journalists were saying, right?
No.
Okay,
so it's a one-on-one.
Okay.
Yes. So you don't get to know who is part of the finalists. They will give you a date. Tuesday 9 p.m. Does it work for you? Yes, 9 p.m. You're set.
Okay.
Others are equally giving. So I remember when we're done with the interview, he asked me if I had a question to ask.
Okay.
I was so confused and I asked him, did I impress him? That's what I did.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I did. And when I asked him, I was like, there are quite a number of journalists who are still there, and I have like about 2 weeks to interview other journalists. So 2 weeks, that's like 14 journalists.
My goodness, that 2 weeks for you will feel like 10 million years.
I was like, oh wow, 2 weeks? He said yes. And I said, okay, fingers crossed. But I think what also really helped me wasn't just about the story.
Okay.
I sometimes when you're being asked certain questions and you answer them, it's good for you to add things that you think would win the hearts of the judges.
Right.
So I started talking about some stories are done on the Russian-Ukraine war, and some Ghanaians who are still stuck up at the front line of the war.
Yeah.
And me, making arrangements to go to Ukraine.
Right.
That's actually a documentary that I'm still working on the line. I mean, when the first story broke on these Ghanaians who were there, it was equally huge and it went global.
Yeah.
BBC was calling, DW, online portals. Yes. So that story was really big. So immediately I mentioned that story. He was like, yes. Oh, you're the guy. So immediately I said, and I wasn't asked any question about that. But then because I brought that in and I knew it was a story that gained attention.
People relate with who he was speaking with.
Exactly. It was a plus for me.
I mean, you've created a hallmark of excellence with your work and it's so admirable.
Have I?
Oh, yeah, you have. I mean, what you just said, for somebody to just immediately relate with, oh, that's the guy who did that, It tells how much passion you put into writing.
Absolutely.
Right? Let me just backtrack a little bit. Has journalism always been the first choice of career?
You know what? When I was in GIG, I was still quite young. I got admission into GIG right after senior high school, so I was 18.
Okay.
I was so confused, I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
Even the course that I was,
offered.
I just was like, let me just do this.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So when I started, I knew that I wanted to be on TV.
Okay.
So I tried my hands on acting.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I
want
did.
to see scenes of it. It's not YouTube.
It's not. Even if it was there, I would have deleted it.
What was the title of the movie? Asediba 1 and 2. I see.
Yeah, there were times I'll skip lectures, go for auditions.
You're kidding me?
Yes, I did. I'll go for auditions. Sometimes the producers or whatever they call them will ask you to bring some money, fill audition
forms.
forms.
Pay for auditions and all of that.
Yes,
You've been through all of that.
Yes, and you don't get to hear from them again.
Wow.
But one of the things that I did that I would say was a success as an acting was with Sparrow's production.
Okay.
It was a commercial on OLX. I don't know if you remember OLX.
I think I have a faint memory.
It was more
it.
like Tonaton.
Oh, right.
You buy
right,
product online. Yes.
You were in that commercial.
Yeah, I was. Yes, I was. And I was paid. And
the money was good.
It was good. It was quite good then.
At the time, yeah.
And I was still in school, very young. I remember going to Circle to buy a few stuff for class and all of that. It was good and was satisfying as well. I realized the auditioning thing wasn't really working for me because sometimes, almost all the time, you're always not being picked.
Right.
It's like they had a cluster of people that they would want to be selected. Exactly. And you would always find them in every audition ground. So
trust me, I know. I can relate.
Exactly. So it was just draining and I'm like, okay, let me try presenting.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was looking out for presenting auditions.
Yeah.
I've been here, I've auditioned for about 3 times.
With TV3?
Yes.
Oh, for real?
Yes. So
you don't say.
I'm always watching TV3 and I'm looking out for the crawlers to see if I will see audition.
Okay.
And immediately I see that I'm picking up the date and I'm starting to plan about what I'm going to wear for the auditions. Yes. So I remember the first time I came, I didn't really make it to anywhere. The second time I got to the finale and I think Joseph Warungu was there.
Right, I remember Joseph Warungu.
General manager for news then.
Abraham? Was it Abraham at the time?
No, Joseph Warungu.
Yes, I remember Joseph, yes.
Yes. From the BBC.
Yes, I remember him very well.
Is he from Uganda?
From Kenya.
From Kenya, yes. So they trained us somewhere. There's this building across the GBC street. Okay. We had a training, including Samani.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So we all auditioned together. So finally, after the training, they had to pick they told us we were ready for employment and they would get back to us, but we never heard from them. I was done with my diploma course in GIG then and was doing my service at GBC. So I was producing Valerie Dunn, so she had the showbiz program. When she wasn't there, I sat in as a host for her as well. So I did that for some time. When I was done with my service, I joined the EIB network. And that was where everything began for me. So I was actually an entertainment reporter
Interesting.
Yes, and presenters. So, like I mentioned, I did few presenting auditions here and there. Sometimes,
doing investigative journalism obviously wasn't part of a plan right from the beginning.
Never.
You just knew you wanted to be on TV.
Yes, that was it.
So at what point then did you decide, look, I think I want to explore investigative journalism? Was it your natural adrenaline, or it's just the fact that you became more inquisitive with work?
I think it was just something that I had in me, but I didn't know. And I remember back home, or when I was in senior high school, I would just start talking about things around me as though I'm reporting live.
Okay.
So I'll be walking around the dormitory. So here are some students standing there doing nothing. And then my friends will also be, praising me for all of those things. So it encouraged me. But I wasn't really sure if that was something that I wanted to do.
Right.
I think it was something that I had in me naturally. I just needed little polishing, to enhance it.
Yes.
So fast forward, when I joined the EIB network, then the newsroom did a lot of special storytelling.
Right.
I joined them as an entertainment reporter, and I did that for some time, and I had to sit back, look at a lot of things. The entertainment industry was collapsing. Everything was just, some way. And I was like, no, I need to go into the special reporting. Then my assignment editor, which was William Evans Inkum, now the Ashanti Regional Bureau here at MG, he was like, hey, entertainment, how can you, I told him to trust me, and he did. So he started assigning me to all these hardcore assignments.
Right.
Vice President is visiting here. There's this program on CDD Ghana. And there were other reporters in the newsroom that I really admired.
Yeah.
And anytime they do a special story or a documentary, even when the promo plays on TV, everyone is talking about it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I think this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I started watching a lot of BBC documentaries, and anything I come across that is newsworthy,
you became more inquisitive.
That's revealing, I try to watch and learn. And I did a lot of reading as well, a lot of research. Then boom, I started doing special reports.
Okay.
So back at GH1 TV, I did a lot of reports. Within a short period of time, people started noticing my work and they were liking it.
I mean, let me just fast forward a little bit. When you came in here as well, it was very telling that you had a quest for investigative journalism.
Yeah.
I mean, you're from your assignments, so you go to places that not that people don't want to go. I guess a lot of people don't have the courage to. I mean, don't take me to the morgue. I can't do it.
You should at least have the experience.
Well, it's one thing having the experience, but it's that particular documentary that won you this award.
Yeah.
Really, it's a lot of things in one. It's passion. It's being daring, being determined, being very assertive. Like, it's everything in one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure, even though you knew that you were trying to cause some social change, did you think that it was going to go this far?
So this was a story I actually worked on 2 years ago. Okay, let me say in 2022. I was still at the EIB network then.
Right.
It went viral. People were shocked. Right after the story, I was looking at change. I realized people go there and still complain to me. They send me messages. The story you did, nothing has changed, blah, blah, blah. So when I joined MG, so 2 years later, which was in 2024, I decided to go there again.
And do a follow-up.
This time around, security had become tighter at the entrance point of the morgue because they didn't want such a thing to be exposed to the public again. So I had to disguise, wear my black on a Friday, go to the place
as though you were going to,
so when I see a family that is going for their deceased, I just follow them, stand somewhere at the back, and then I'm doing my secret filming and everything and monitoring around to see if what I got in the previous years would be different.
Changed.
And when I went, things were terrible in there. Around where the families could go was just let's say few walks from the entrance, but when you go deep inside, that's where you see the bodies lying on the floor, the maggots coming out of the body, the smell in there is just terrible. So I mean, at that point, it was very difficult for me to get to that place
because of restrictions.
No person can go there. You need to be a worker.
Yeah.
So then I came with a plan. I've never shared this anywhere, but I just told one of the workers that I'm part of the midwifery school, and we are running a project on the morgue. My colleagues came and left earlier, and I'm late, and I need to go in to assess certain things to, put on my report. So the guy was like, okay, sure, you can come in. And once I was going in, my camera and everything was already recording. So while I was walking in, I was getting the visuals. So I think someone made me out, but I had gained a lot more weight like 2 years ago, and then in 2024. So whilst I was doing the filming, they were speaking in Ga. And the Ga comes with a lot of expression. So when you're signing danger, you feel it from how the person speaks. Yes. So I realized they were talking about the fact that they're suspecting that I'm filming something. I'm not legit, blah, blah, blah. So I just...
At that point, how were you feeling?
I was so nervous.
Right.
I was so nervous because they could do anything to me inside there. Most of these people are illiterate, so they don't get to understand what you're trying to do for them. And I just quickly had to leave. Usually when I sign danger, I leave. And I don't know how I left, but I just jumped 1, 2, 3. I realized I was out of the morgue. I took to my heels. And there was one guy I spoke to outside before entering the morgue.
Okay.
The guy who actually led my way in there. I took his number.
Okay.
And when I left the next day, I gave him a call and asked him, what happened? And he said they were actually chasing me. And if they had found me, they would have done a lot of things to me inside the morgue that wouldn't allow me to come there again, because to them they don't know what I am looking for.
Exactly.
Yes. So I still thank God that they weren't able to get hold of me inside there. They could have done anything to me that could have traumatized me.
So after the documentary came out, these guys who could have done harm to you in the morgue, did anybody ever threaten your life?
No, none of them did. But in the first documentary, they were open to me. They told me about their challenges when it comes to payment. Mortuary workers, they've gone on strike for a number of times. And they're not being paid well. One, they don't have the right PPs for the job. The environment in which they work in is just so bad. But they don't care. I remember there was one man who used this mask and apron in 2022. When I went there, the man was still using the same thing.
You don't say.
And the apron has usually when they're doing embalmment and all of that, it comes with blood,
stains.
It comes with water, so the stains are all over the apron, and it was just so bad. But most of them are used to it. Sometimes they would have to take a lot of alcohol so that it takes it changes their mood to be able to face all of those challenges whilst they do the work. And unemployment rate is also equally high. So when they are there, they are used to the dead bodies. It's like a norm to them. So
I'm sure for some of them, they're even fortunate to have the job that's
exactly
we think it's the worst.
And after the first story, they were queried. Some of them were about to be sacked.
Okay.
So,
but what effect did the second one have? Did it cause some change in the?
No, it only caused them trouble.
Oh, it did?
Yes, most of them were queried, like I mentioned. They're about to be sacked. That's why they refused to speak to me the second time.
Right.
So I had to go in there on my own to do my own thing. And when I came out and I did a story, because I wasn't in touch with any of them, I didn't get to speak to them.
Right.
Even if I do, they won't speak to me.
About the aftermath
It was only the general secretary who spoke to me and mentioned about most of the workers who had died due to the lack of the PPs and the inhaling of the embalming, what do we call it, the substance. So it's just a lot of things happening in there. But after the second story was told, which was also quite huge here at MG, a lot of people were shocked again that 2 years after a story was told, nothing had changed. And I heard they were doing some renovation works in there. The CEO then, who also spoke in the story, who is no longer the CEO, he said certain things, and I spoke to him in the documentary, and later on I heard he was saying things that I came to deceive him to speak on, a lot of stuff. But
anyways, fast forward, you're the first Ghanaian to win a Michael Elliott Award. I mean, that's to say a feather is even small. That's an ostrich in your cup. That's a big deal.
We made history.
Exactly. How does this motivate you to keep telling story, even while you wait for change to happen for, a lot of the work you've done so far?
I feel this is just the beginning. There are a lot more stories that I'm looking at telling.
Right.
It's not easy.
Yes.
I would usually say that I don't know where I get the motivation from. I mean, you know how this our work is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you don't motivate yourself, if you don't have passion for the job, you wouldn't. I know people who come in and because of one or two reasons, they will just leave after 3 or 4 months because they want, something more lucrative.
Yeah.
You understand? It is okay, but I'm just driven by passion and having the ability to tell stories that matter and telling it well.
Yeah.
And I feel people also love the stories that I tell per the comments or the reviews I get. Yes. So that alone motivates me to want to do more. So for now, I would just say that it's passion that is keeping me going.
Nice one.
And I'm looking at telling more stories.
So what does this entail? Let's talk about the moolah. Let's talk money matters now.
You know what? I have about hundreds of people
in your inbox
are requesting for their money. You need to bring me this.
If there's a renovation to be done in your family house, you are the one they're going to be calling now because they need money to do the renovation.
Immediately you mention dollars, everyone thinks it's like money that would
never finish.
Can you imagine?
How much are we talking about here?
I don't want to talk about the money.
Come on! What do you mean you want to talk about money?
If you want to find out about
will multiply by $1 billion.
You can read about that online.
Yeah.
It's something that is there. You can read about
That's
it. But I don't want to
smart
say
way to say go and read for yourself.
Yes.
Because you have people from your village who cannot read. So if they hear it from you, they will say, Asediba said this.
Yes.
But if you tell them to go and read,
then
now it's called your Oba baby Salo.
Yes.
And I know you're not going there anytime soon.
Yeah, so I will be picking the award in person in June in London.
Okay.
And I also have the opportunity to intern with The Economist for 2 weeks.
That's super cool.
Yes, which is like the largest newspaper in London.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm looking at. And also the connection.
Absolutely.
Relating to some of these international journalists, getting to know how to do it and do it really well.
Yeah.
Add it up to what I already have and then, polish it up and then just, keep doing what I'm doing.
When you sit back and you remember how far you've come and all of that, what kind of feeling rushes through you?
You're gonna make me cry.
No,
it's been an emotional journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an emotional journey. It got to a point where I was struggling for attention from certain bosses that I used to work with. What they felt was a young boy who didn't really know what he wanted to do and just wanted to be on TV. I don't know how to put it together for you to understand because I don't want to mention names.
Oh no, you don't have to.
Yeah, it got to a point where not here. I mean, like I mentioned, I came through
other places before
here. And it got to a point where
you felt you were not worth it.
Yes, people thought I couldn't do it. People felt I wasn't supposed to be in a certain position.
Right.
People felt I was not in a right position to work on certain stories. So all of that, broke me down. And being here at MG, coming from EIB, I mean, let me just say, let me focus on MG now because when I came and then I was working under Michael Oteje, this man had so much trust in me. I think he saw something that I didn't even realize that I had, and he was putting me on every story. I can go on an assignment, come back, working on a story for the evening bulletin. Something will break. Asediba, stop what you're doing. Go there right now. I come and then I do the work. He loves it. And then he will give me the reviews. He doesn't even hide it. He will just come on the work platform. Top guy, you're doing great. Da, 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 da. All of that was motivating me. So I was like, wow, this guy really believes in me. And, he was my boss too, so I didn't want to disappoint him.
Right.
I was always coming up with ideas. He would tell me, sure, let's go and do it. And once I go and then I come back as a banger, people love it. The office loves it. So like all of that, really built me up in a positive way. And I will always say that I'm really grateful to him for believing in me from the get-go till now.
Awesome.
It gave me some level of confidence not just in the work that I do, but in myself as a journalist, to know that I have a certain quality that I didn't even realize that I did. And all the way till now, you know, we're still doing it, and now back in the big awards.
Yo, Charlie. Also, I mean, I'm proud of you. You know, there's a certain aura around you. If you haven't encountered, or anybody hasn't encountered you, you may easily come across as the guy who, you know, just want to look good. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a certain stereotype. But then your work speaks so loudly, and it complements your personality, and it's so beautiful. You know what I mean? So keep it up.
Keep it up. I think beginning. A lot of people had problems with that. Oh, the journalist who loves to dress. The journalist. So some even call me.
And it's so silly when you know when we tend to think
I am
that.
in to change the game.
Exactly.
Why? Sometimes you go to assignments, and once you are done with the assignment, and then some of them are lined up for the sole, you see someone wearing a big trouser, the shoe is half eaten, the tie is not even sitting well on the neck.
Exactly.
They are sweating all over. I'm like,
no, not
what's
that.
going on?
And Asediba shows up with his. Have you seen his shoes?
I am going to show up.
Have you seen his shoes? You know, you have such a really beautiful taste with fashion, and I love it.
Thank you.
There was a photo shoot you did sometime back. I think you were in a suit.
Yes.
You had this really big black pair of shoes. I don't know if you remember. I think you were standing by a building or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it recent?
No, it's not recent. I think it was sometime last year or maybe.
In Ghana?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know where you took that, but it was magazine level. Like it was good. It was so good. So keep it up
with a tie. And
absolutely that.
Yes.
No, not this one. Remove this one.
That was in Singapore. I know the picture you're talking about. Yes.
I love that photo.
Yes,
I mean, it was. Please find that photo. Don't put this one. This one looks like he's wearing bandages. No, not this one.
That's actually.
But keep up everything.
Yeah,
I mean, your work, keeping up your status and everything. It's a lot of hard work, but it's paying off.
Well, it is.
It's paying off.
It is.
What's the future looking like?
International, baby.
Yeah, man.
International.
I mean, economic.
You know.
I mean, come on. The UK economist, that's big deal.
Imagine me sitting on CNN.
Hey.
You know, BBC, CNN, yes, but I just love CNN
I tell
so much.
Listening to you, So if you're saying BBC, it means you believe in anytime.
I think MG will actually be really proud to know that
I'm just pulling your legs.
Yes,
I'm just pulling your legs. Asediba, please, he's not. He says until that time comes. Until that time comes.
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm glued.
Jenna, what are you saying? Hey, she's asking me.
Yes,
she's asking me to ask you something that the viewers on Facebook want to know.
About
who are you dating?
I just knew that was it. I knew that was what she was coming to. Why, Janet? Do you love me? Janet,
leave my producer alone. Don't put her on the spot like that.
That's personal.
No, she's not the one who's asking though. She's, you know, it's feedback, it's comments on online.
Listen, I'm so
it's
young.
Your personal life.
Yes,
I'm young. I respect that.
I'm
you're exploring.
Yes, I
you
need
are
to take
counting. You're counting your chances.
Exactly. Just
AKA what? You say you are young.
Yes.
You are exploring. You are sampling and you are choosing the right. AKA what?
Yeah, so it's more about work now for me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey. Janet,
hey. Make us.
Are you for real?
Yeah, that's the photo.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one, man. Listen, who took that photo though?
So I was just walking on the street around Singapore.
Okay.
And you know, most of these street guys who will come, oh, you look good. Can I take a picture of you?
Oh, okay.
So he just walked up to me. I was like, oh, I look good. He wants to take pictures of me.
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay, let's get it going.
Oh, it was a good one.
Yeah, so he took pictures of me, and it was getting to my birthday as well. So I was like, okay, just take it. I'll use it for my birthday. And then the pictures came out so well.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a real good one. So we can skip that one. We can skip that conversation.
I think we should. We should. Yes.
Jenna, why are you so troublesome, man?
I will leave it to the viewers and listeners. Whatever they want to say about it, they should.
No, it's just a very good friend. A friend,
yes,
from the past.
Yes.
Yeah. Or present.
No, we are cool.
Okay. That's fine. We can leave it there. Charlie, thank you so much for coming through. I've had so much fun.
Thank you.
You've opened up about things that you've never said anywhere.
Yeah.
And keep being a very good storyteller. Yeah. And once you do that,
I'm just so being humble. When I become successful, I can talk about the things that I want to talk about. I'm still a toddler.
Imagine, so you're being humble now on us. Then when you become,
we all have it.
Then you say we call you, say call her to call me.
Every individual has a sense of pride.
Yeah.
It's just
your own
poverty
is building up.
that is humbling us.
Imagine that poverty.
So when we all arrive, yes, we can then talk about.
You are building up now.
Not to say that I'm going to be a bad. I'm a very sweet person.
So you are 30% now.
Well, yes, you can say that.
Right now, you're doing hand to mouth. But when the hand to mouth season is over,
yes,
I have to write email.
I have to live according to that standard. What are you saying?
Yeah, they are so crazy.
If you go to Auntie B's office, you need to clock. You need to use your thumbprint. Wait for someone to come and open you.
So when you get to the thumbprinting side, that one Aje Babana Dani Super. Everybody comes.
It comes with a position, so why not? Yes. Yes. That's how it is. There's nothing I can do about that. It's not pride.
No, it's not. It's just being as real as you can be. What's the next project you're working on?
Right. So I don't know if my bosses would want me to share this, but
we are
running a campaign soon on a certain drug addiction.
Nice.
So yesterday, even when the whole announcement was made, I was in the slum somewhere.
Is it?
Nearly being beaten in Kumasi. So I came in last night around 10 p.m. Janet actually wanted to have me here yesterday, but I was away in Kumasi.
Also, wait, if you say when the announcement was made, it means that you didn't even know firsthand?
No. Okay. I knew I'd made it.
Okay.
Because they'll start to talk to you about visa processing and all of that. They already announced to us that we're the winners. But they told us to keep the information to ourselves until
it's made public.
Exactly. So I didn't know when they were about to do that until I saw the email that we finally published this, so you can go ahead and announce it.
Who's the journalist in Nigeria who made it?
Yes, he's called Silas.
Okay.
And surprisingly, Silas is a friend we met in South Africa for the African Investigative Journalism Conference.
Oh, right.
Yes, which was also a sponsored trip to...
that's him.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a sponsored trip to South Africa.
Okay.
To, meet with other African journalists.
Okay.
Exactly. And someone introduced me to him.
All right.
At the event in South Africa, and we became good friends. He loved my stories.
Nice.
When he saw my mock story, he was like, "You're in Ghana. I haven't seen you before. Where have you been hiding?" And we started talking. Fast forward, he sent me links to certain awards program that I filed for in Nigeria. Okay. And one I had to
fantastic.
We met in Nigeria as well. So surprisingly, on the day they were announcing the winners on a Zoom call, he joined, and I was like, "What? Is that you?" And we're all surprised. So after the whole thing, I told the panel that Silas is actually a good friend, and we met in South Africa and Nigeria, and I'm actually really happy that he's also been able to make it into the list.
I mean, it can only get bigger from here. It can only get higher from here. So I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Hopefully when you do get to the top, I don't have to clock too much before I get to see you. Let them know that
you're my girl.
Yeah. Reduce the protocols for me so that I will be able to reach you easily. All the best, and we'll wait to celebrate in June when you go and pick it up, in person. I'm sure we will splash it everywhere.
We're gonna do
Chalet. I'm sure you started planning your outfit from now, from the day that you even applied.
There's this trench coat that I want to buy. The way I see myself holding like coffee and
would it be an African attire would it be an Oswald Boateng?
Usually when you wear the African print or something over there, it doesn't really give.
Oh, for real?
That no, it's nice, but it doesn't give the Vogue. It doesn't give that look.
Are you sure? Charlie, look inside well. There's some very good designers that will make you some wild outfits. And now that you are a winner, you just have to say, who wants to make my outfit? And people will just throw themselves at you.
I've never felt so free in an interview before.
Yes. Oh, then I have a right.
Now I think I'm talking too much. I think I'm talking too much. Let me just relax.
On a serious note, though, I'm sure designers will be queuing just to make your outfit.
All the stuff that I actually wear, I don't pay for them. What I'm wearing was done by Nana K Clothing.
Okay.
And he styles adverts. Me almost every weekend.
That's free adverts.
Oh.
Nana K, come and pay.
Yes, and I have others who will text me on Instagram that they want to style me. Yeah. But I would always go on the profile, see what you've done. Yeah. If it matches the standard, why not?
Hey,
but if
that's some crane, yeah.
Yes. But
do you know Solomon?
No, who's that?
The vanity, all is vanity.
Yeah,
no, but I love it. I love the way you speak unapologetically about yourself and what you love and what makes you, and that makes who you are. You're not trying to be something else or apologize for being who you are, and I think that's beautiful. But on a serious note, look into an African designer. So you can rap us on the on the big stage.
That's true. That's true.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. I enjoyed the interview. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you did. So that's Asediba for you. Guys, if you're a designer out there, come and queue. Still the 3FM drive.